Okay, this is my first recording, so we'll see how it goes. Just wanted to go over a few things about this build, which has been more of a pain in the ass than I thought it was going to be. This is a 2G, and this is a 6-bolt, so there's a few things that are different. I think one of the things I would start off saying is do not get the aftermarket oil pan, the larger, what is it, like the 5-quart oil pan that you can get. I got that thing, and it has been the bane of my existence. Everything else has went together pretty much exactly as it was supposed to go together, except for that thing, and it's just cracked along every weld you could imagine, and I ended up having to basically repair it about 10 different times, and I think I finally got it all fixed. But anyways, yeah, so this is a GT35R. This is the what you call the cast manifold. I believe Turbonetics sells it. I can't remember. I got it off a friend. I just wrapped it in some fiberglass just because any heat you can keep out of your engine bay is good. So it's not the prettiest thing, but it works fairly decent. So yep, there's the exhaust temperature unit right there. I put it on the number 1 cylinder, honestly, because it was the easiest one to put it on. You could put it in the center, but there's a lot of business going on around there with the bolts and stuff, so just where I decided to do it. You could do it your own way. Wastegate, tile 35mm wastegate for the dump tube. I don't know if you can tell or not. No, you really can't tell. It is basically what I did is went to the auto parts store and bought the flex tube. This is a semi-flexible tube. It's like the 1.5-inch flex tube. Cut a piece of mild steel to fit the flange there. Cleaned it up, and then just welded the mild steel onto the basically cheap dump tube. I mean, it's cheap, it works exactly as a dump tube's supposed to do, and diverts the air out of the engine bay driving down the road. So if you strap for cash or whatever, or you just don't want to spend time and effort cutting and welding a piece of tubing, it works just fine. So that is a unpainted intake tube. It is made of fiberglass, and it took me a long time to make it. It runs, I don't know if you can see, I'm going to be remaking this maybe, but it runs down into there, underneath the intake pipe. Obviously my intercooler comes out right here, and I don't know if anybody else has run into that problem. I see people like throw the filter just right on the turbo, and that sucks. It's just like, how hot does it get in your engine bay? It's just sucking in hot air. So I took some 151 weave fiberglass resin and built a tube, and then basically, if you're wondering what the green shit is, that is just Bondo, just to make the outside pretty. I want to take it off and paint it here in the next couple weeks or so whenever I get time. I've just been doing some tuning to this car. It's only been running for a month or two, and I don't have wide open throttle tune for shit, so I've been working on that. Obviously I moved my box, my fuse box like that. The battery isn't there anymore because this giant intake manifold, which I have a little spacer, the phenolic spacer there. Let's see, I made it out of 1/8 inch. Yeah, I think it's 1/8 inch phenolic spacer, but I'm gonna ditch that for the Garolite one. I'm gonna make the Garolite one once our wetter jet comes in, so I'm gonna have that cut out. But I ended up, this thing's been a pain in the ass. Originally the piece that your throttle plate connects to runs like this, comes around, whatever, you probably know. Comes around, I had to take that off, it just wasn't going to fit ever. Like this piece was going to be too far back and I was going to hit it. So if you run into that problem like I did, I just cut a piece of aluminum, which is what this is. This black piece is just aluminum painted black. Bolted it down to the piece right there, and you know, it has, I put some slots in it so you can slide it back and forth and kind of get it set up, and you know, it works fine so far. I've already got the throttle set and it reads 4.98 volts at wide open throttle, which I don't know that you could ask too much better than that. So what else? This is the intake air temperature sensor, the map sensor. I just got it bolted right here. It actually runs, if you have one of these intakes, all the air ports are on the bottom, like the brake and everything is on the bottom, so you kind of got to swing all your lines down back behind there. It's kind of a pain, but it makes it look a little cleaner, I guess. This, I don't know if I'm going to keep this little, it's just, you know, just the vent. And I'm running that back there. Another thing that I didn't think about till later was your coolant overflow. And I've seen some different kind of ghetto ways to do it. If anything works, I suppose. But I welded up this piece of aluminum tubing, 3.5 inch tubing. Oh, I don't know if you can see it or not. But anyways, if you have the Mishimoto radiator, there's a little bit of room for a overflow tank right here. That's where I put mine. It's 3.5 inches around, and I just welded 2 plates on the top of it. 6061 T6. Nothing special. I actually, the original cap off the old overflow tank, I just made it so that would work on that, you know, so but there's different ideas for that. That right there is a fuel pressure sensor. It looks kind of like shit. The only reason it looks like that is it doesn't leak or anything. I just kept poking my fucking hands on it, so I just wrapped it in some electrical tape so I'd stop stabbing myself every time I tried to reach back there and do something. Another thing, let's see, the fuel filter. That is not the fuel filter. The fuel filter, as you can see right there, I basically took the fuel filter, put some threads into it, and put a -6 B-nut on it. There's a lot of different ways to do that. I've seen the one that actually just threads into the stock filter. I wanted to get that, but I just ended up not getting it just because I had that in my house and I had the taps. So just make sure you clean out the fuel filter really well after you do that. You don't want to leave any metal shavings in there. What else? These polyurethane bushings were kind of a pain in the ass to put in. They were a pretty tolerance fit. You can get them in there. I don't know, maybe I'm the only person that's had that problem. But yeah, that was a pain in the ass to get them in there. Same with the transmission mount. Anyways, I'll make another video later. This is just the first video. I just wanted to go over a few things that I did not like, and I will probably go over a few more things later. Alrighty then, bye.